Christmas Bells Are Ringing is one of those films that I'm happy to recommend if you're looking for a Christmas film that you haven't seen before, but it's not really one that I thought was particularly spectacular. And the plot was a little bit, I won't say muddled, because it was pretty linear, it was very chronological, it made a lot of sense. But what it was about, or what it felt like it was going to be about, is not what it was actually about. And I feel like the subplot that they were trying to force in there was completely unnecessary, and they could have had a more powerful ending if they'd taken away that subplot. So I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but I will talk a little bit about what the plot's about. This Hallmark film was released in 2018. It's directed by Pat Williams and written by Nicole Baxter. Emilie Ullerup plays our protagonist Samantha, and she is a freelance photographer who is going out to Cape Cod to attend the wedding of her father and her father's fiance. It's Christmas Eve, and she is currently applying for a 9-to-5 position as a photographer with a company, but they want her to submit a last-minute portfolio or submission, if you like, and she has until the 23rd of December to do this, but she's currently in Cape Cod, so she enlists the help of her childhood school friend, Mike, to help her find something that would be very Christmas themed, but very unique to help her stand out. So the majority of the film is about her and Mike building or rebuilding a relationship while photographing some interesting places. And it's very creative. We have a large, is he an inflatable snowman? I think he's inflatable. A large snowman, the view of a lighthouse, a particularly great moment with Santa, which I won't say in any great detail because it's pretty fun to see it being revealed. And then we have their relationship. And then obviously the subplot there is that she's there for the wedding. And there's a little bit of the wedding. They're making ornaments and things. And that's pretty much it. There's no real insight into the wedding itself until quite near the end. And that's not a spoiler. I won't tell. It's a thing. There is a wedding in the film near the end. Obviously it's building up to that. But it's building up to that in such tiny detail that I don't care. When it gets round to the wedding, I'm like, I kind of forgot this was happening. This is obviously supposed to be maybe not the climax of the film, but technically the film has been leading up to this moment. But I think they could have done something much more poignant than that wedding. Yes, it was the backdrop. Yes, it was why she went to Cape Cod. But she could have just gone there to visit family or to see her father. There was no need for this wedding almost pretense. The film was kind of using it as a pretense to get Samantha up there, and I feel like it was completely unnecessary, and it took up time that could have been used to explore more important avenues, either with Samantha and her recent heartache. I won't say what it is, but there's something that's affecting her emotionally, or it could have explored her relationship with Mike in more detail, but it chose not to do that, and it chose just to sprinkle in bits of this wedding and then have a quick look at it, and it just felt completely unnecessary, and it kind of watered down the plot and the emotions and the chances for the characters to develop. I do think Samantha is quite a flat character. As I said, she does have this emotional issue that she's going through, and has been for some time, and they could have built on that. Could have built on that and made her a more realistic character, but she was very dull with no real personality, no strong opinions about anything really. Mike, I didn't mind. I thought he was alright. Again, nothing special. Nobody in this particularly stood out. I will say the acting was fine. I have no problems with the actual acting. I don't think there was any problem with the casting. Everybody seemed to look good and perform well together on screen. Just the way the characters have been written, there's not very much to them. And if you don't mind that in your Christmas films, if you just want to watch it for the Christmas magic and, the festive outfits and the decorations and the lights, then I think you'll probably enjoy it. As I said, I did quite like it. It was alright, but it's not one that I'd ever watch again. So if you haven't seen Christmas Bells Are Ringing and you're looking for a Christmas film that you haven't seen, yes, I would definitely recommend it on that front. But if you're looking for a phenomenal Christmas film that will put you in the best of moods, Hallmark have definitely got some better ones.